99.3 in God We Trust. Your man Jay Bleezy, aquí en la nueva 88.3. And I'm telling you, man, exciting times, D. It's funny, D. When I see this artist, I think of how long I've been on the radio.
It makes you feel old.
It's been about 11 years.
People see you all the time, and they see you at events. They see you on the radio. They always see a smile, but they never see the pain you went through. And for 10 years, I would go to a unit, which is a big old, room with machines. And they would stick my arm with 2 needles, and this machine would do what my kidney was supposed to do. I was diagnosed with end-stage renal disease. And for people that don't know, that means that my kidneys don't work or didn't work. It just became a process of going to treatment 3 times a week, being really careful with my diet. Back then I wasn't. I was huge. I was really heavy. I could say I had a hint of depression that was happening. It was underlying because I really couldn't tell at the beginning, but I was feeling that I really didn't care about life. 88.3, man, is a station that gave me a shot when many people didn't think I could make it on radio, or didn't give me a chance because they thought either I was too radical, I was different. But 88.3 back then, called Paraíso, was one of the only stations that actually gave me an opportunity when many didn't even look my way. After interning for a bunch of different stations in the city of Miami, 88.3 took a chance on this really loud Puerto Rican heavyset guy who was passionate about, and still passionate about, reaching young people. I was tired of hearing the secular radio stations that were playing music that wasn't helping young people, and I just felt that at some point God was going to use me as just a tool to get people a platform, 1, and 2, to give them music that could edify and help them with their walk. And after 12 years, we're here, excited about what God has been doing since. And just in a season of understanding that He wants more than just music, and He wants ministry. So 88.3 is a very special place for me. And what better place to do something like this than here?
Give me the pros and the cons, man, of being your own indie label.
Absolutely. I think I had a great start. I came off of a quote-unquote successful record, I Will Redeem, Grammy nominated, Dove Stella, just did really well at record sales. So I was able to kind of transition out at a great point. So that really helped. And then just having that experience being on the label, asking questions, taking notes over the years, so it really kind of put me at a convenient place starting a new label.
People won't even understand this, but some of the most powerful interviews that I've ever had on radio have actually been after the radio interview. A lot of people don't know that usually when people get out of my radio show, it's really late at night, and I feel a sense to fellowship with people. That's who I am. I love speaking to people outside of radio. There's no lines of just blocking anything or saying anything. You can be free and open and just fellowship. Talk to people about their lives. Find out who they're married to, how many kids they have, their ministry, their lives beyond just this music. And I've had interviews with everybody, understanding that God has just given me this platform, not just to be on the radio and speak my head off, but really to fellowship, to understand people, to meet people, to understand struggle, to understand breakthrough, to understand how people live in their side of town. Many times when I have artists down here, I love to talk about how ministry is compared to how it is here in Miami. How do they feel in St. Louis? How do they feel in Texas? How's Cali? Thinking about it now, it's been a lot of music played, a lot of artists, a lot of questions asked, a lot of growth, and definitely a lot more to come in the future. At the beginning, man, I think it was different for me. I didn't know what to expect. When I found out I had end-stage renal disease, I was about to get married. I was a few months from getting married, and I was more focused on that than anything else. I remember when I found out, I just said, well, it's just going to be like anything else. I'll go to, it's like a doctor's appointment. And I found out really quick that I remember the first time I went to dialysis 10 years ago. I was naive to the fact that when you go there, and for people who know that, usually I get this from a lot of people that when their family members go to dialysis, they're tired, they're exhausted, and I remember that vividly. I remember the first day that I left dialysis, I was dead tired, and I couldn't remember. I remember my wife back then was my girlfriend, and she was really telling me, we're gonna get over this. Everything is gonna be good, and it took 10 years, but that day was paramount in understanding that I was real naive. I didn't know a lot of things, and I was just really focused on, okay, what am I supposed to do now? How am I supposed to live? What's gonna change in my life? I started deciding or figuring out that either I had to make a choice, either sit here in this chair and be stuck in the arm and go through the process and just die, or do something about it. For years, I saw many people die in dialysis. That was an eye-opener for me, to see people that you see every day, and then they have the same condition you have, and they're gone, and you're still here. And I think what really did it for me was a day when I really started to figure out that I think my relationship with God was really cold. It was stagnant. And I was just going through the motions. I was born in a Christian household. My dad is a pastor's son. My grandfather was a pastor for 50 years. And I was just going through the motions, man. And this God that I've always believed in, I guess I accepted the fact, well, God, this is what you gave me. I made a decision and I said, you know what? I'm going to try for a kidney. It seemed far at the moment. I was hugely overweight. My eating habits were horrible, and I wasn't really exercising anymore. I wasn't really thinking about that. I got used to dialysis, but something changed my mind. And one day I was in dialysis, and a patient came in who got a kidney transplant. And I remember sitting in my chair and watching this guy walk inside a unit with a bunch of people who, it's like someone coming into a room having what you want, but you don't have it because you can't get it. And feeling, honestly, and keeping it very transparent, feeling jealous. I know we can get real religious at times, but in the flesh, I was jealous. I was like, that guy has a kidney and his life keeps going, and I'm sitting here letting my life waste. And I just felt like my calling was more important, my marriage was more important, my ministry was more important, and I didn't want to just keep sitting here. So when I decided to go for it, I started working out. I started eating correctly. I started going to the gym. And I got really focused. My dad was going to give me a kidney. And he attempted to start the procedure. And right before we were about to get the kidney transplant, my dad was rejected. I remember that being told I can't get a kidney. And my first impression was, when this person was telling me this, I told them, stop. I know what you're going to say. You're going to tell me that I can't get a kidney. And they were like, yes. And I remember seeing my dad cry. And I've never seen my father cry. Seeing him cry and saying, oh my God, my father's crying. I can't cry. I can't see me break down. Like, I have to be that rock that he's looking at. You know, he's trying to help me save my life and he can't. So I remember looking at him and keeping a front, a real good front. I said, no, I'm good, man. Glory to God. You know, I said everything Christians say when they're going through a really strong moment. And I said, I'm good, man. Don't even sweat it. In God's timing, you know how we use these terms. And I couldn't get a kidney, man. A year went by and I felt really bad. I didn't care about it anymore. I had tried so hard. I had lost weight. I had gone through this whole ordeal. And for nothing, I couldn't get a kidney. And as soon as my dad was rejected, I didn't know that my sister asked the doctors, what are the criteria to be a candidate to get a kidney? That would be the beginning stages of a journey for a year to really battle to get a kidney.